Welcome back to our continuing playthrough of Napoleon, and today, this year, will be 1807. Technically, if you're playing the scenarios, this is when the Imperial phase would start. But nothing there. We'll be adding some cards. Last time, we conquered Austria, and our glory is all the way up to 82. The limit you can get is 100, but then you get a marker that says you reached that limit with the understanding that it's going to go down afterwards, or it's only going to go down afterwards. So I'd have to say we're really in the salad years. We're just rolling over enemies. We still got a long way to go, though, so a lot can deteriorate really quickly. All right, before we get started, I'll point out that for those of you who own the game, sorry, I had to go fetch my notes. There is yesterday, August 15th, a new FAQ came out at the GMT website. Nothing really alarming. I'd say the big one that got added was there's a missing scenario in this big chart. The Prussia and Russia campaign, but as I was going through all the notes to see if I missed anything, I realized I may have made a mistake earlier with this Austrian reform, in that it says remove Treaty of Dresden and Pressburg and Schönberg, but only if they're in play. Potential treaties are not in play if they're over the other side. They're only if they're in play if they're in current treaties. So I may have gotten rid of some treaties that I shouldn't have. Well, I think that adds to my difficulty rather than cheats on my behalf. So I'm not going to worry about that. There's no sense in rewinding that. I don't feel like going back and checking to see exactly what I did. So we'll just play it as it lies. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get started by moving our track here to 1807. And like I said, we will be getting some new cards. Not just yet. First, we got to get our resources, which is, I forgot to reset that, but it doesn't matter as long as you know it's 6 each turn. Political is going to be 1. We have actually 2, but we have a -1 here with Madame de Stael. Our wife gives us 1. France Reorganized gives us 1. That leaves, diplomacy for Talleyrand. And that goes to 1. We just get 1 point there. Finally, glory. We actually are earning glory as opposed to losing it because we have 2 brothers that are kings. And so even though we have Nelson, that's going to yield us 2 glory. We're up to 84. All right. Year setup phase, card deck phase. Okay, now we're going to add. What do we got here? Okay, we got 2 cards. Place in Bonaparte family. Oh, this must be Jerome. Is added. Jermaine Jackson here. And he's dragging us down. He costs us 2 gold. I can make him King of Westphalia. I don't get anything for it. It just stops me from losing 2 gold each turn. Okay, what else do we have? That's just the marker that tells you. Yeah, it's really only one other card here. I guess I don't even have to look at it. All right, so we need to shuffle all these in. All right, cards added, shuffled, ready to go for card action phase. Our first card draw coming up. Anti-French Revolt. Must immediately resolve an expedition with 1 independent commander only. Roll the die. It's 3 glory. I'm losing glory no matter what, and I just never really see the reason to spend a. Well, no, I'm not going to do it. I never do. I'm going to keep with that. So we're just going to roll the die. Whatever happens, happens. 1. So we're going to lose 3 glory. Down to 34, down to 31, or 81 actually is the correct number. And we lose 2 political points from 16 to 14. Card draw 2. Opposed river crossing. Okay, that goes into campaign modifiers. Now, moving up to 3, third card draw is Trafalgar. Must check Britain for Nelson. Yep, he's certainly there. If Nelson is in play, minus 5 glory, minus 1p. Okay, down to 13p. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're down to 76 glory. Man, really draining us. Remove Nelson from play. Well, that's going to be less of a drain on our glory. But Trafalgar has happened. Interesting, I'll have to remember this. If Nelson was not in play, we might have had a choice to invade Britain. Nope, not this time. And this card is removed from play as well because it got played. Nelson is out. Okay. Our 4th card draw. I'll do it after this one. Enemy cavalry charge, campaign modifiers. None of these are voting well. Fortunately, we don't have a campaign yet. 5th card draw coming up. The answer is a commander. I'm using the same kind of right. Oh, he's got to use him alone, basically, to get the DRM. But we'll take him anyway. Before I move to my 5th card draw, I'm going to spend an admin for making kings. And Jerome, you are the king of Westphalia. And I'll take that minus 2 Gloria. Now go away and don't be draining on our glory anymore. Okay, so time to roll for extra cards. Yes, a 6th card draw coming up. Is he lucky? I've never seen this one before. Must place in campaign modifiers. Okay, well, we'll deal with it if we have a campaign, which I doubt we will. Okay, 7th card draw. Will happen. Yes, so. English expedition. Must immediately resolve an expedition or roll the die. 4 or less failure. A bunch of dead glory. This is one where I'm definitely going to want to try to gain some glory. So we are going to use some commanders. Let's think about this. I'm allowed to bring 2. These will cost me 2 administration. 1, 2, down to 3. Really? I should have had 6. Oh no, I made a king. That's why. Okay, there we go. Risking Juno, because if this expedition fails, he is removed from play. But oh well, let's have some action here. So that's going to add +2 to this die roll. 8, not a problem. 10 glory for us. Success. Back up to 86 glory. Britain is not conquered, so this will be discarded. And do we have an 8th card draw? The answer is yes, we will. -1A, discard. +1A. I'm going to do this. Or place it in the card. Yes, I'll spend the 1A. I'm down to 2. And 1 diplomatic point comes in. And so does 1 political point. Up to 14. Don't mind paying that because I don't have a campaign. And it doesn't look like it will. Now let's see, we have a 9th card draw. We do. The 9th card draw is... We have a bit of short time for war. We've seen that one before. It's a campaign modifier. Do we have a 10th card draw? That is a cocked dice. It's between a 6 and a 4 there. It makes a difference, so I'm going to re-roll this dice here. And it's a 6, and we will have a 10th card play. War of 18 blah blah. So it would be the War of 8 that normally would be the War of 1812 will be the War of 1807. Must place in the Americas. Roll the die if Wellington is in play. He is not. 1D or 1P per year during cleanup phase, starting the year after this card is placed. Roll a die, remove this card from play, and flip Wellington face up on a roll of 1 to 4. All right. Wellington has not come up yet. And we're going to see if we have an 11th card draw. The answer is we will. And watch it be Wellington. Nope. Censorship. We'll take the glory. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're up to 91 glory. We're getting our stuff back. -2 political. Okay. Discard, discard. All right, do we have a 12th and final card play? We do not, and that'll be good enough. I could re-roll, but I'm not going to because I still want to use I still have a ways to go in this. Okay, the good news is we're into campaign resolution phase. There is no campaign phase, so we're going to dump all these, what do you call them? Campaign modifiers. We set our commanders. And that should, wait a minute, let me see. On to our diplomatic phase. And here, I'm going to try to keep Spain allied. So I'm going to use both my diplomatic points to add +2 to this die roll. We need a 6 or better. We can roll a 10. Spain remains neutral. We must roll for Prussia and Russia. I don't see anything in here that adjusts the die roll. Let me double check. I don't see anything, so they're just going to be straight rolls. And for Prussia, 3, they are going to neutral. And Russia, 10 will stay allied. So we may not have a campaign next turn. I don't think we do. Let me check. It's domestic politics time. And this is the point where I can actually spend any leftover admin to gain 1 political point. You need 2 to get the political point. And I don't see a rule in there that says that I have to spend it on the domestic politics table. I think you can just convert it, and you can just convert it, and there's 1 extra political point for you, I think. But anyway, let's get into this action here. Let me see if there's any modifiers on the horizon. Okay, we have 2 a hostile and a conquered, -2. Russia's allied, +1. That's a -1. There's no other 1. We won't go through all that. But -1 to this roll here. And the question is, do I want to... Well, I got a Napoleon's luck. I'll rely on that. Yeah, I'm going to need it. I just rolled a 1. All right. Do not roll a 1 again, please. 10. Yeah. Oh, even better. Well, -1. Makes it 2G. Yeah, if I'd cut the 10, I would have lost nothing. Oh well. And there you have it. Year 1807. And no campaign this year. We did manage to do an expedition that jumped us up 10 glory. And because, we have no drains on glory now. Nelson's gone. I have no relatives in the... family box, so they're not draining glory. So I'm making 4 glory every year. So I'm in a really good position. I might be able to get up to the limits of glory there. Hopefully things don't deteriorate, but check in for next episode where we do 1808, and hopefully the salad keeps rolling on in. Until then, thanks for watching.